Hi, welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's practice is all about finding your solar plexus, your core. And I'd like you to, once you've established that connection with your core, I want you to beam all of your movements from there with control and confidence. As always, play when you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's practice standing more or less in the middle of the mat. Find a comfortable wide-ish stance, so feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. You're going to zoom in on your solar plexus, your belly center. Find it. And then open up your arms into a nice wide T. You're going to give me one side to side, half a helicopter with a nice wide arm. And then the same rotational twist, but you're going to drop the arms and you're going to do opposite hand to hip. We're going to start to find a gentle alternating pattern between the two. Focusing on finding that belly center and then radiate your movement out from there. Beam it out. Exhale every time you come into that gentle rotation, whether your arms are wide or whether they're softly cupping your opposite hips. You can start to maybe play with a gentle audible sound as you come into that rotation. Making sure you're giving me a soft bending knee on the back leg. Let's do one more of each. Then maybe squaring up your feet so that all 10 toes are looking to the front of the mat. You can keep that wide stance or you can bring it in slightly. We're going to do a little alternating chair play. So for your first chair, you're going to sit back bum to heel, stacking the forearms one on top of the other. And then you're going to think one-legged chair, maybe not sitting so deep and extending one leg out in front, alternating side to side with a reaching arm line. And begin to find an alternating pattern. Sitting deep into your full chair, and then maybe not so deep as you extend both arms out in front and one leg out in front. Starting to wake up those legs. Making sure you found your belly center and beam your movement from there. Just begin to find a gentle alternating pattern that works for you. Let's do one more full round, and then we'll ease our way from here into a high kneeling frame. Relax your feet, make sure that they're stepping directly behind your knees. Find your belly center and then soften it and nod your chin to your chest, making your arms heavy at your side. Then beam out from your belly center as you tuck your toes under. Hook the L frame between your index finger and your thumb around your waist and come into a gentle camel, beaming from the belly center. Now start to alternate between the two frames. The relaxed feet, the relaxed belly, and then the activated belly as you find your camel. Think of giving yourself at least 10 dynamic rounds alternating between the two frames. Inhaling as you find your camel and stretch through the belly center. And then exhale as you relax. Find your rhythm. Starting off today's practice with a little bit of dynamic movement, which is almost a play on the Tibetan rites. Last one. We're going to find our way from here to a staff seat with a little bit of runway behind us. We're going to sit up nice and tall, legs maybe in parallel, so about hip width distance apart. You're going to begin with a nice tall staff seat, and you're going to give me a single leg bend and ground through your foot on either side. Then you're going to double up the bend, you're going to slide the hands back, and you're going to press up into a little tabletop line, and then begin to alternate. Single leg bend on each side, and then double up and bring it to table. Give yourself anywhere between 5 to 10 alternating rounds, making sure that all of your movements are controlled and beaming from your belly center. Find your rhythm. Use that core to drag the legs up, and then think belly to sky as you come into your tabletop frame. Working with quiet confidence. Let's do one more like this, and then we're going to find our way onto the elbows. So after your last tabletop line, when you reconnect your bum to the mat, keep the legs gently bent and just drop with control onto the elbows, keeping that belly center strong. You can keep your hands relaxed at your side or tuck your fingertips just underneath your tailbone if you want a little bit of support. You're going to bend the knees and draw them into table. We'll do a single leg stretch on either side, and then a double leg stretch. And you're going to keep alternating between a single and a double. Finding your belly center and beaming your movement from there. Make sure that it's a leg stretch and not a kick or a flick. Let's do 5 more. Last one. We're going to find our way from here onto the back. So after your last double leg stretch, bring it down onto the back, bend your knees, ground your feet, and float your hands overhead. We're going to find that belly center, that solar plexus. Take a big breath in, and then on an exhale, drop your belly center, contract it as you tilt your pelvis to 12 o'clock. Draw your knees to table and give me a chest lift, floating the hands up alongside your hips. So there's a nice strong contraction and engagement through your belly center. And then release back to neutral. When you repeat your second one, as you draw the knees up, you begin to extend the legs up and you find an extended leg line. And then you start to alternate between the bent draw and the extended leg draw. Start to find a gentle alternating pattern. beaming all of your movements from your belly center with quiet control, quiet confidence. Let's do 2 more sets. Last set. Relax your arms at your side. Bend your knees, ground your feet, and set yourself up for a working bridge line. We're going to begin in neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You're going to find your belly center. You're going to drop and engage it as you tilt your pelvis. You're going to keep that core engaged as you bleed your belly up towards the sky in the bridge line. Then hold your belly center stable. Then destabilize slightly on the right by dropping the right hip, pausing here. You're going to feel that stretch almost on the oblique through your belly center. Bring it back to neutral and do the same on the left. Pausing in the tilt, holding, bringing it back, and then softening your belly center to peel back down and find your way to neutral. We're going to rinse and repeat the same movement over and over for a few dynamic rounds. Finding your bridge, giving me a tilt and pause on one side, bringing it back to neutral, giving me a tilt and pause on the second side. Then peel your way back down. Begin to find your rhythm, always leading and beaming everything from your belly center, both when you're peeling up, when you're tilting, and when you're coming down with control. Making sure your back line is soft and relaxed, chin line soft and relaxed, arms and palms heavy and relaxed into the mat. Find your rhythm. Make sure your belly center is leading and controlling all of your movement. Let's give ourselves 2 more. Last round. And then we're going to find our way into a play on a spinal roll. So the next time you connect your back line to the mat, you're going to use that engagement of your belly center to pull your knees up towards your chest, giving me a soft brace behind the knees. You're going to think hollow belly, so engaged core and rounded back to rock up and sit with your feet gently planted on the mat. Then engage that core as you hollow back out to rock back, and the next time you come up, come into a boat hold. Start to alternate between the grounded foot line and the tabletop boat hold, making sure that your belly center is in control and driving your movement the whole time. Just start to play with that foot line, alternating between a grounded foot pattern and a floating foot pattern. And if you catch a wobble, don't worry, recenter and try to find it again. Giving yourself anything between 5 to 10 repetitions. Let's make this one our last round. After your last boat line, you're going to ground the feet, sweep them underneath you, and you're going to ease your way to a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat. You're going to begin in a long tabletop line. Long stretch through the neck and the spine. Find your belly center and pull your belly button in as if you were trying to gently fuse it to your spine. Keep that belly button in as you take a big breath in and hollow out your back, coming into a gentle cow frame without collapsing into the arms. So nice and strong through the arms, keeping belly to spine. Then exhale to come back to your tabletop line. Keep your belly button gently engaged. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, come into a cat stretch. Find the back of your ribs. Keep your belly center engaged. Inhale to find your neutral long tabletop line. Keep belly to spine. Drop down onto the forearms and step back into an elbow plank. Engage your core, keep it strong, and see if you can float the right leg and give me a soft single leg lift. Keep it. Keep your right leg floating and see if you can relax down into a modified one-legged sphinx. Tuck your left toes under, come back to your elbow plank, and then see if you can rotate the left arm in, flip over onto the side of the body, either keeping your legs stacked or floating the top leg, or you can have the top leg in front of the bottom leg as you come into your floating side plank. Then let's see if we can keep that right leg floating and ease our way back onto our forearm plank. Then reconnect both feet. Start to relax your feet to the mat. Think of drawing your belly towards your thighs and softly extending your arms out on the mat in front of you as you come to puppy pose with your chin in your chest, hovering off the floor and your gaze just off the front of your mat. Feeling quite an awesome stretch into the shoulders, into the belly center. From puppy pose, you're going to find your way back to 4-point kneeling. We're going to down dog it. And as soon as you've found your down dog plank, we are going to kick up that right leg behind us, finding a nice strong 3-legged dog. Then you're going to think knee to nose, modified 3-legged plank. You're going to kick back up in your 3-legged dog. You're going to think of that knee tuck again, but this time you're going to come through on the oblique and you're going to think knee to opposite elbow. Nice strong core engagement. Kick back into your 3-legged dog. You're going to come back to the opposite elbow, knee to elbow, and see if you can stretch the leg through, keeping your core strongly engaged as you come into fallen triangle. Then ease your way into a strong down dog pike. Hold it. So think bum to sky, stretching arms and legs, and your belly center holding everything together. Then soften your knees, step up your left leg, trying to stack underneath your left hip, and then see if you can kick the right leg up gently into a standing split. Stay here with both hands on the floor, or see if you can come into a modified warrior 3 with your torso in table and your hands hanging to the floor. Then reconnect gently to the mat, step back and come into a full plank line. Core nice and strongly engaged. Hold. Your belly center holding everything together. Then relax your knees. We're going to push back into child pose, and you're going to think bum to heel, and you're going to give me a stacked forearm position on the mat. Taking a little breather here. Feeling a little bit of compression into your belly center as the top of your thighs gently press into your belly. Keeping a comfortable parallel stance on the legs if you can manage it, or you can open up your knees a little bit wider if you need it. Ease your way back into 4-point kneeling from here. Find your belly center, think long tabletop line. Keep belly to spine. Start to ease your way into cow on a nice long inhale. Feeling that stretch into your belly center. Ease your way into a long table. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, contract your belly center as you ease your way into cat. Find your way back into table. Keep your core engaged and drop down into the forearms, bracing your core as you come into an elbow plank. Once you've found it, see if you can lift and hover the left leg. Then drop down onto your belly, finding your way into a one-legged sphinx, keeping the toes of your grounding leg tucked under. Then ease back onto the forearms, keeping the left leg floating. See if you can flop onto the left side and find your way into a side plank, trying to keep the left leg floating throughout. Ease your way back onto the forearms, still having that leg floating. Then reground, soften your knees, your shins and your feet to the floor. Start to pike your bum up to the sky. Start to relax your belly center to the top of your thighs. Extend the arms long and lengthen on the mat. And drop your chin and your chest towards the mat, looking off the front of your mat as you ease your way into puppy. Find your way from here into 4-point kneeling. We're going to ease our way into a down dog frame. Once you've found the down dog, you're going to kick up into a strong, braced, 3-legged dog on the left. Then think knee tuck, so think knee to nose. Strong core. Kick back into your 3-legged dog. We're going to tuck again. You're going to cross through towards the right elbow and hold. Kick back up into your 3-legged dog. We're going to do the same rotation on the oblique, but we're going to try to extend the leg through, finding our way into fallen triangle. Then find a down dog pike and hold. Stretching arms, legs, entire body, the core, center, holding everything together. And step up the right leg. Try to find your way into a standing split, floating the left leg behind you. Keep both hands connected to the floor, or ease your way into a gentle warrior three table with your arms long and dangly, and the left leg staying floated in table. Step back and ease your way into a full plank hold. Arms are strong, legs are strong, and your belly center beaming out to the arms and legs and holding everything in place. Then relax your knees, your shins, and your feet to the floor. Push back bum to heel. Connect your belly center to the top of your thighs as you stack your forearms one on top of the other and ease your way into a modified child pose. Then softly peel up from here. We're going to find our way into a modified gate line. Maybe start to slide the weight onto your right bum. Extend the right leg out in front of you. Keep the left leg bent. You can either do a narrow V between the two knees, or you can open up a little bit wider so that you've almost got an L frame between the two legs. If you'd like to modify your movement by placing a pillow underneath your bottom for support, you can. If the knee feels uncomfortable in this position, you can change the frame and you can bring that leg inward so that the sole of the foot is on the inseam of your right leg. We're going to sit up nice and tall, framing our lead leg on either side with our hands. Take a big breath in to prepare, and then on an exhale, you're going to fold forward. And you're going to hold that fold without overthinking it. Maybe just dropping your hands to the floor, or you could reach with one or with both hands for your toes on the extended leg. Give yourself a few gentle breaths here, keeping your core center engaged. Then inhale to peel up nice and tall. You're going to try to drop the right elbow to the floor on the inside of the right leg with the arm gently extended, or you could modify by placing one or two blocks on the inside and then leaning into them. Bar that, you could perhaps just lean the hand onto that lead leg, maybe relaxing down onto the thigh. And then see if you can give me a gentle rotating motion through the back arm to maybe reach for your pinky, or maybe to just reach for the wall and hold here. So see where you're comfortable. Holding here in a gentle rotation through that belly center. Inhale to peel back up. We're coming back down into the same forearm drop, but then you're going to rotate the arm gently in and you're going to reach for the opposite hip and then float your top arm up, either reaching for the wall in front or maybe making the toes your goal. So gentle rotation through your belly center. Inhale to peel back up. We're going to open up into a soft straddle line from here. That straddle could be narrow or it could be slightly wider. Just play where you're comfortable. You're going to interlace the hands, invert them, and you're going to start to stir a pot. At first, your stir is small, so within inside the confines of the pelvic area. And then you're going to start to make that circle wider and wider. And you're going to think of reaching past your toes every time you stir. We're stirring clockwise, so towards the right leg. Give yourself a couple of big stirs. And then you're going to end hovering over the right leg. You're going to reach the energy out through the palms of your hands, and you're just going to frame your ears on either side and look down towards your knee or your shin. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Let's do the same to the other side. So begin to stir that pot clockwise, so to anti-clockwise, my bad, towards your left leg. Begin small. Start to make it progressively bigger and almost starting to stretch through the spine as you stir that pot. Starting to reach past your toes, keeping your belly center engaged and beaming your movement from there. And stretching over the left leg. Think of framing your ear and looking down towards your knee or your shin. Then unravel the arms, set up your modified gate line on the second side. So bring the left leg in, start to bend the right knee and find your tuck, whether you're tucking to the bum or whether you're bringing that right foot to the inseam of the left leg. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Find your belly center, your Muhalarda chakra, your seat of confidence and control. And then bring it down into a gentle fold. Find the fold iteration that works for you and just breathe here. Keeping your belly center in control the whole time. Being in quiet control and confidence. Sit back up nice and tall. Start to drop the left elbow to the floor on the inseam of the left leg. Think of a gentle bowling action through the right arm to maybe reach for the wall in front. Or maybe you can make the toes your aim. Start to rotate gently through your belly center to maybe peek around the left arm, the right arm as if you were looking for the ceiling. Gentle rotation through your core. Give yourself a few breaths here. Trying to iron out that tight kink behind the left knee. Then sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Find your core center. Start to drop down again. Same line as before. So you're thinking left elbow to the inseam, the floor on the inseam of the left leg. Then you're going to start to float the arm in. You're going to reach for the opposite hip. Then you're going to come back into your gentle bowling action on the right, either reaching for the wall or your toes. Gently bleed back up and set yourself up in a straddle line. Upavista Konasana. Sit up nice and tall. Find that core center. Interlace your hands, invert them. Start to stir your pot anti-clockwise, so towards the left leg. Beginning small, making that stir progressively bigger. Starting to reach past the feet as you stir. And stretched over the left leg, framing your ears on either side to look down towards your knee or your shin. Then peel back to center and start to stir clockwise. In small. Start to make the movements through the trunk and the arms bigger as you start to reach past the feet. We're going to end stretched over the right leg and hold. Frame your ears on either side. Keep that belly center active. Then uninterlace your hands to sit up nice and tall. Bring the legs back into a gentle parallel line. Just check that you've got runway behind you. We're going to fall back softly onto the back. So you can think of wanting to set yourself up for a roll down, keeping that belly center active. You're going to start to hollow out into a C-curve-like frame. As soon as your lower back touches the mat, you bend your knees, ground your feet, relax the arms alongside the body in a soft Shavasana arm position, and then replicate the soft open leg line and find your way into corpse pose Shavasana. Close your eyes. Take your focus inward. Take your right hand and gently cup it over your belly button, finding your solar plexus, your Muladhara chakra, and then gently place your left hand to cup over your breastbone. We're going to come into some belly breath, Adam Pranayama. Close your eyes and take your focus inward. Take a big breath in, doming your belly up towards the sky. So you're going to feel the belly rise underneath your right palm. Try to keep the ribs soft and relaxed and take the breath into your belly. Exhale to feel the belly falling and dropping back down. Start to rinse and repeat, looking for that doming belly on the inhale, trying to keep your control hand, your left hand still, so it feels like it's not the rib cage that is expanding so much as the belly that's expanding. Inhaling and exhaling exclusively through the nose, if you can manage it, and start to find a gentle Adam Pranayama belly breath. Beaming your breath from the belly. Your Muladhara chakra, your seat of confidence, your seat of control. Give yourself one or two more breaths here, active belly breaths. Then after your last full belly breath, relax into Shavasana, arms splayed out at your sides, palms up. Your eyes are still closed, and your focus is still inward facing. Find your belly button. Connect to your solar plexus. Then start to beam a soft energy from your belly button line all the way through the top of your thighs to your feet and brace into your heels so you feel like you're engaged from the belly button to the heels of your feet. Then begin to soften from your belly button line all the way to the toes and give me a relaxed bottom half of your body. Find your belly button again. Start to engage your solar plexus. You're going to start to think of gently pulling down from your crown towards your belly button to peel up into a gentle chest lift. You're going to take that contraction into your arms and you're going to fist into both hands. Trying to keep the feet soft and just keeping the contraction north of the belly button. Then start to soften from the belly button through your crown, from your belly button through the arms and the hands, and peel back down to the mat. So it feels like you're soft. From your belly button to your crown, from your belly button to the tips of each finger. Find your belly button again. Connect to your solar plexus. And then start to beam out 360 degrees. So it feels like that softening circle of the belly button is radiating and beaming out to your extremities. Your whole body becoming soft and relaxed. Think of those radiating, beaming circles spiraling out from the belly button. Taking long, lazy inhales and equally lazy exhales. Keeping your body soft and pliant. When you're ready, gently bend your knees, ground your feet, roll over into a fetal pose, preferably on a rolling right with your left shoulder looking up towards the sky. And then press your way up, keeping that connection to your solar plexus. Find your way into a seat of your choice to end off today's practice. And it could be a cross-legged seat, or maybe you'd like to come into Thunderbolt. Find a nice tall seat. You could even be sitting on a pillow or a block. And I'd like you to connect to your solar plexus by placing your right hand over your belly button, overlaying the left palm on top. Close your eyes. Take your focus inward. There is nothing more beautiful than an authentic soul beaming genuine intentions. With that thought, let's end off today's practice on the words Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out and beaming with me today. Hope you enjoyed today's practice. Till next time, keep it light.